close your eyes or bring your gaze softly down your nose. Starting to tune out everything from the outside and begin the journey inward. Take a nice deep breath in. Let your shoulders rise as you open up and inhale, and then as you exhale, let them gently drop down, becoming heavier and heavier. Let's do that again. Take a nice deep breath in. Shoulders can rise, heart can lift, open and widen. Exhale, drop it down. And one more time, just for good measure. 3's a charm. Inhale. Exhale and ground down in your seat. Let yourself connect to the earth. Just start to become aware of your body and the space that you occupy. It's always a really nice way to think about presence in terms of the space around you. You are existing in this space. And especially with the eyes closed and your gaze inward, it's easy or easier to imagine the broad vastness of space around you. We are all existing in this same space. Whether you are there in your home and I am here, whether you're across a different state or a different country, we are all existing in the same space. What an amazing notion that is. The space is so vast, so endless and boundless. And within it there exist so many possibilities. So just take a moment and feel your body existing at the point where you are right now, and yet also existing in space. The space around you is filled not with your body, but with your conscious spirit. It's bigger than your body. It's bigger than your mind. Your consciousness is the universe. Feel yourself relax as your body lets down, and just enjoy this small little location where you are. Your feeling of being grounded, of being settled, and yet connected to the space. Let's take 3 breaths here. One more breath into the stillness. Exhale, and then begin to open your eyes. Bring your gaze forward. Let's lift our arms out, reach them overhead. Connect the palms at the top of your reach. Take a little bigger breath in as you lift up, bringing your chin forward, your arms slightly back. And then exhale, bring the hands down, bring them back to your lap. Let your back round. Bring your head down as you take a seated cat stretch. Inhale, scoop your heart forward, lift those arms back up, reach into the space. Tilt your head back, open your heart. Exhale, bring the hands down, and once again roll back slightly on those sitting bones and create a seated cat. One more time, deep breath in, scoop your energy out to the side and then lift it up. Reach as far as those fingers will go, imagining a distance greater than the imagination beyond. And then exhale, bring it down, roll back on the sitting bones once again, take it to seated cat. Very nice. Come back up to your normal seat. All right. What we're going to do is take a little seated twist to begin. So we're going to bend the knees and bring the feet toward the left side. Both knees are going to be facing slightly toward the right. You're going to tuck the leg underneath. You're going to tuck the right leg underneath the left, and then your toes are just going to kind of fit right in the arch of your left foot. All right. So we want to feel grounded down on the seat. This is Bharadvajasana, a seated twist. We're going to take the hands to the right side, press down into the fingertips, and lift up your heart. Deep breath in helps to open up the spine, and as you exhale, start to walk your fingers around to the back, just to the extent that you feel is open for you on this seated twist. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths, so we're really going to feel this twist. Continue to lift up with each inhalation. With each exhalation, think about everything on the inside of your body getting a little squeeze. Keep holding, keep twisting. Last breath here. Your torso back all the way to the center. Change the direction of your legs so that they're going the other way now. Left leg is going to tuck under the right. Toes are going to just kind of settle themselves into the arch of the right foot. I know you're going to be probably rolling to that left hip just a little bit, but see if you can lift up and sink down in the center first, and then take your hands around to the side. Lift up, thinking about the lumbar spine, lifting and creating space, and then the spine in the center of the back. As you inhale, engage that space, use it so that you can deeply begin to twist. As you exhale, allow yourself to rotate toward the back. Breathing. Again, we're going to stay here for 5 breaths, so we're going to hold this a little bit longer than usual. Each breath in and out, you might find that there's a little more space for the twist. But I want you to not only think about the spine, but actually the lungs, again, the internal organs, those especially in the digestive tract. 2 more breaths. Last one. Nice. And bring the torso back to the center. All right, we're going to come out of Bharadvajasana. Bring the legs underneath, so come on to your hands and knees. Curl the toes under as you come to this hand and knees position, and then start to lift your knees up. We're going to move directly into downward facing dog. So, knees are going to come up and back. Plant your hands down. Keep your knees soft, so you can have bent knees in this first downward dog. But I do want your hips to rise high like you have helium balloons on your sits bones and they're floating up to the ceiling. Relax your neck. Let your head bobble around a little bit. Give it a couple of yes/no shakes and make sure that your neck is very relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Lift up through your navel and then press your thighs toward the back of the mat as you exhale. 2 more breaths just like that. Stretching and reaching hips up and back into that vast open space. 1 more breath. From downward facing dog, we're going to shift forward, staying on your feet and hands, but moving into a plank position. So now you're coming to a flat back, neck reaching forward, lifting up again through the abdominals. Take a little pelvic tilt, just the smallest one to engage in those lower abdominals, and keep lifting up through the belly as you press the earth away. 1 more breath. If you can't take plank for this long, drop those knees down. Always honor your body. And go ahead and everyone bring the knees down. Take a round of cat-cow, letting the belly drop down this time, arching the back into cow's tilt, and then lifting it up for cat stretch. Do that 2 more times into cat-cow. Exhaling deeply every time to let all of that spent energy come out of the body. 1 more breath. Exhale it out. And we're going to come back to a table position. Bringing the right hand forward, reach that right hand toward the front of the mat, extend your left leg back, and then lift the left leg up, balancing on the left hand and the right knee. Breathe and extend, keep pushing through the left heel and the right fingers. Hold it here, lifting up through the middle of your core. 1 more breath. And then bring the right hand and left knee down. Press back to a child's pose. Wrap both your arms around the back of your body. Let them rest on your lower back and bring your forehead down to the mat. Full deep breath in and out. Very nice. And then slide your hands back up to tabletop position. Lift the knees once again and press back, downward facing dog. As before, let those hips rise high. Lifting into the navel. Heels can be reaching up, toes obviously on the mat, but the heels can be high. 2 more full breaths here. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. And then once again, rock forward, staying on hands and feet if you can for a nice strong plank position. Pushing down into the thumb and the forefinger. Feel the stability that then rises up into the upper body. One more breath if you can. Very nice. And then bring those knees gently down once again. Take a round of cat-cow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. One more time through. Warming up the spine like a beautiful wave in the ocean. Energy trickling up from end to end. And then bring it back to table once again. This time, your left hand is going to reach forward as far as it'll go. Your right leg extends back. Then lift the right leg up so that it's hip height. And we're simply going to stretch those 2 limbs in opposition. Fingers reaching, still lifting up through the navel so that you stabilize the body. I know it's a little difficult to balance sometimes on the knee and one hand. Take a break if you need to. Keep breathing. And then bring the left hand, right knee down. And once again, press it back to child's pose, letting your belly just rest on top of your thighs and wrap both your arms behind your back. 3 breaths here. Releasing your shoulders out, feeling your upper back at rest. Beautiful. All right, take your last full breath here. And then slide your hands forward once again. Come back up to your table position. And then let's bring the right foot forward between the hands, lifting the left knee up. Going right into a runner's lunge position. Hands are on the mat or they are on your blocks. As always, honor your body. From this runner's lunge position, let's take the right arm forward. Almost did the wrong one. Right arm is going to reach forward just as we did before in tabletop. And then we're going to lift that right arm up. Take it up to the sky. Take a twist. Right fingers, energy going right down through the shoulders and into the left palm. Deep breath in. Keep reaching up. Feeling the twist in the mid part of your body. And then exhale, bring the right hand down to the block. Lower your left knee. Let those hips sink down for a moment. Give them a second to rest, to let gravity do the work of opening up the hip flexor. And then we're just going to bring the hands to the heart as we lift up, opening up through the body as we press the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bring the hands back down to the mat or the blocks and lift the left knee back up. And then straighten the right leg, pressing back into that right hip, coming to a pyramid lunge. Right hip pressing back, left hip rolling forward. Hands again can be on the blocks or on your mat, and you're folding over the right leg. So go slowly here. If those hamstrings need a little bit more time to warm up, that knee can be somewhat bent. You can also bring your stance a little bit closer together. One more breath here. And then go ahead and take your hands to the blocks. We're going to bend the right knee. And then from this low lunge position, bring your hands to your heart. Lifting up to high lunge, but keeping the arms in Anjali Mudra, hands in the Anjali Mudra position, prayer hands at the heart. Start squeezing into the inner thighs, almost like you're trying to press your hip bones in toward each other. Bring your hands slightly forward, touch your thumbs just between your eyebrows. Pressing deeply into the third eye, reaching the fingers up, eventually up to the sky. Beautiful. And then from this position, we're going to step forward at the front of the mat. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale up once again. Come to the top of your mat. Bring the right hand down by your side. Bring the left arm over the ear. Stretch into the left side of your body and look down towards your right fingers. Breathe deeply here. Beautiful crescent moon stretch. Bring both arms back up and exhale and fold. One more time, we're going to lift all the way up. Bring your hands down to your heart. We're going to bend both knees, coming into a chair posture from the lower part of your body. So we're not going to reach the arms forward right now. We're going to keep just sitting down in the chair with hands at heart. Take a slight tilt of the tailbone, bringing a little anterior tilt to kind of help support and engage those lower abdominals once again. Breathe. Stretching into that lumbar spine. One more breath if you can. Nice. And then lift up. Deep inhale as you rise. Exhale and fold. From this forward fold, step back with your right leg this time into a runner's lunge. Starting off in low lunge, stretching that right leg back, head reaches forward. Deep inhale, exhale. Once again, remembering the space around you. And from your low lunge position, take the left arm forward. Reach that left arm as far as it'll go, and then rotate the arm up. Take it to a lunging twist. Pause here for 3 breaths. There's 1. There's 2. And last breath. Exhale, bring the hand back, forward and down, and lower the right knee. Again, pausing here, just letting this first time through with this low lunge, letting the muscles start to release and relax. And then go ahead and lift up once again, bring hands to heart. Lengthen down through the tailbone, lift up through the crown of the head. Deep breath. Bring your hands up to prayer. And then eventually overhead. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the blocks. Lift the right knee up. You're back in a low runner's lunge, and then we're going to straighten the left leg. Coming into pyramid lunge, left leg straight. Pushing back into that left hip and rotating the right hip forward. Fold over that left leg as deep as it feels appropriate for you. can always bring your blocks up a little bit higher, take them to a higher position, or they can come down lower. Play around, see what feels right to you this morning. One more breath here. Feel everything going on. And then go ahead and bend that left knee, coming back into a runner's lunge position. We're just going to lift up to a high lunge, but keep the hands at the heart once again. Feeling yourself nice and strong in your legs. Left thigh might be parallel to the floor, might not be that far forward. Up to you. Breathe and then bring your thumbs between your eyebrows once again, Anjali Mudra. Looking up. Eventually lift the arms overhead, stretch both hands up, and then step it forward to the front of the mat. Both arms reach overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift up one more time. Bring it to the top. Left arm this time comes down by your side. Right arm reaches over the ear. Take that beautiful moon crescent. Nice. One more breath. Left arm reaches up. We're going to flow down. Exhale, cascade into your forward fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart, sit down in your chair. A little variation here of Utkatasana. Pay particular attention to what's happening in the lower spine. So we're lengthening the lower back down as far as we can. Doesn't mean you have to sit down further. It just means that you're pressing that tailbone down and feel the space opening up in the lumbar. Very nice. You got this. Inhale, arms back up, straighten those legs. Exhale and forward fold. From forward fold position, step back with the left foot, sink the left ankle or heel down rather, and we're going to lift up to warrior this time. Arms reach up and overhead. Solidify your legs with the outside of that left ankle. Take a look down at your right knee. Is it tracking forward? Can you see your right big toe? Pause here for another breath. And then lift your arms, lower your arms rather. Bring them out to a T off the shoulder like an airplane. Pause here. Relax those shoulders down. And then begin to hinge forward, bringing your chest toward that front leg. And then go ahead and bring the hands down to your blocks on either side of your foot. Make them on the tall side of your blocks and palm the blocks. Begin to lift the left leg up. We're coming into standing splits. Right leg down, left leg is raised behind you. Lengthen the head forward, balance here on your two blocks and your leg. And if you want to fold down, you can bring the head down toward the foot. That is an option you do not have to take. It's up to you. Eventually bring the left foot all the way back down and forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way back up. Exhale, fold it down again. And then step back with the right foot. We're going to do that same little sequence. So dropping the right heel down, lift up, to Virabhadrasana 1. Sinking down into your legs. Back leg nice and strong. Hips are aiming toward the front of the mat. They may be a little bit off balance or off center only because we have that right heel down. So that means they might be a little bit off center, which is appropriate. One more breath. And then bring your hands out to the side. Take it to airplane. Hold it here. And then start to hinge forward again, slowly bringing the nose of the airplane forward. And then you can bring those hands right down to the top of the tall blocks. Shift your weight forward into the left foot. Let your right leg float back behind you. Hands are gently and lightly palming the blocks for a little stability. And then you have the option of folding over that left leg if you wish and taking it a little deeper. Keep your breath smooth and steady. Eventually bring that right foot down beside the left and forward fold. Inhale, let the arms come out to the side, lift them up overhead. Exhale, fold it down again. Walk the feet backwards, take it to downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3, walk it back. Nice stretchy dog. And then let's take it to child's pose, knees down. And let everything rest and relax. 3 full breaths in Balasana. Reconnect to the space around you. Feel yourself connected to everything else in the universe. You're all in the same space. Every molecule connected to every other one. Such a cool idea. Come on, back up to your hands and knees. Lift those knees up. Press back once again to downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up behind you. Come to 3-legged or split-legged dog. And then sweep the right arm. This is your arm up in the air, isn't it? Sweep your right leg forward and up to the front of the mat. Come to lunge position. You gotta laugh sometimes. All right, come up to lunge position. And then your left foot is going to step forward as well. We are now in forward fold at the front of the mat. You're going to bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips for this particular folding position because we're going to come into ragdoll. So in this ragdoll, go ahead and soften your knees a little bit. Even if you can straighten the knees, go ahead and soften them down and just let your head drop forward. Your hands can remain on the mat as your head drops, as your torso relaxes. Or if it feels like this would feel good and you want to just grab each of your elbows and let everything fold forward and just drop like a rag doll. Softening through the neck and shoulders. Feeling the reverse action of gravity on the upper spine. I tell you, between you and me, I do this quite often because it helps to relieve compression in the spine in just a wonderful way. Hold it here, make sure you're not feeling dizzy. Any inner ear issues that might cause dizziness, so just be mindful. Alright, and then you can bring your hands back to the mat if you were holding the elbows. Walk the feet backwards once again. Drop your knees down. And this time roll all the way to the belly. Bring your forearms in front of your body, coming into Sphinx pose. We're going to press down into the elbows and the forearms. Let the chest draw itself forward. Lengthen through your neck. See how long you can make your neck. Pretend that you're a giraffe and you have this long neck that you're reaching up. Now we're really thinking about that cervical spine and how much space we can create. Breathe and relax your legs. Relax your lower back. Stay here for probably 5 more breaths. Exhale, let it all out. Walk your hands backwards, press down, open your knees wide this time. Bring the big toes together to touch and let the belly just drop down between the knees. Come into a wide leg child's pose. Releasing deeply into the lower back and the hips. Just relax and release here. Right. Come on back up to your hands and knees. Bring your blocks back to the mat in case you had pushed them out of the way for the previous posture. From this position in tabletop, we're going to bring the right foot forward once again and come into a lunge position. But very quickly, we're going to drop that left heel. Take your right hand on the right block on the outside of your right foot and bring the palm down on the block. And then straighten the right leg. We're going to slowly turn the heart to the left, moving into triangle pose from this lower position. Let the left arm reach up and take your triangle. Breathe here, letting the heart deeply open to the left side. Torso's reaching forward. Remember, we don't want to collapse it down. We want to keep it reaching straight forward. And maybe open the heart and the shoulder a little bit more. One more breath. Bring the left, nose itch, bring the left hand back down. Turn your torso toward the mat. Left hand now comes to the tall block. Slightly bring the left foot over to the left so that helps to allow your hips to settle in the center. Okay, so instead of being in a straight line, we now have a little bit of space between the feet. Train tracks instead of a tie wire. Now we're in pyramid pose, reaching the head forward. One more breath here. And then we're going to continue this rotation by bringing the hand on the left block this time. Right hand comes off the block, and you're going to reach under your ribs and literally start to pull your ribs open to the right as you push the right hip back and let the left hip rotate forward. We're now in revolved triangle from the legs down. If you feel steady, let go of your ribs. Let your right arm float up to the ceiling. And we're now in a full revolved version of triangle. Wonderful. Bring the right hand all the way back down. Step forward with the left foot and forward fold. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Take the left hand around the outside of the right ankle. And then once again, we're going to lift up into a twist from Uttanasana. Left arm is relaxed, left shoulders dropping down. Uttanasana twist. A lot of twisting today. Unwind that right hand and forward fold. Let's flow up and down once so that we kind of right the ship, bring our equilibrium back up to the top. Exhale, fold it down and step back with the right foot. Starting off in a lunge position, but then pretty quickly dropping that right heel down. All right, hands are on blocks once again. Let's take this slowly. Straighten the left leg this time and bring your left palm to the top of the tall left block. Then we're going to open the heart and the chest to the right side and build our triangle this direction. Take a look down, make sure that your left heel is somewhat intersecting with the arch of the right foot. That ensures that your hips are nice and open to the right side. Breathe, steady yourself. And then slowly let the right hand come back down to the top of the right block. Maybe adjust your legs a little bit so there's some space in between now. Come back to your train track and then reach the head forward. We're back in pyramid pose. And pyramid. Right hip slides forward. Left hip pushes back. Sometimes that means we don't need as much space between the feet. So you can sometimes shorten that distance a little bit to facilitate the alignment of the pelvis. One more breath here. And then we're going to move into our final twist, revolve triangle. This time keeping your hand on the top of the right block. Left hand is going to come under your ribs once again. Pretend that you're grabbing hold of one of those ribs and you're just pulling the rib cage over to the left. As you come into your rotation, make sure that your legs are still solidly planted. And eventually you can lift the left arm back up. Rotating and twisting those internal organs today. Are getting a lot of good twists for the digestive system. All right, bring the left hand back down, step the right foot forward, come to forward fold. This time we're going to bend the right knee, take the right hand around the left ankle. Relax that right shoulder and open the left arm out to the side and then lift it up for your forward folding twist. down, fold it down. Lift all the way up. Let's once again right the ship. Let everything come back up to the top. Exhale. Hands reach down. Come down to your hands and knees and onto your seat. Ooh. All right. Got a lot of good twisting going on in the torso today. It's a good one for Super Bowl day when we might be eating a lot of interesting food later on. Good for stimulating the digestive tract. We're going to go ahead and roll all the way down and end up by doing one that we actually did earlier this week if you were in my earlier practices, but I think it's a good follow-up to all the twists, and that is Banana Asana. So we're going to begin by laying in the center of the mat, and then we're just going to scoot the feet over to the right corner. So both your feet are going to scoot over to the right corner. Your hips are going to stay planted right in the center where they began. And then you can lift your arms over your head, keeping them parallel if that feels appropriate, or they can be wider if you need a little bit more space in the shoulders. And then just gently wiggle walk your shoulders over to the right corner, upper right corner of your mat. And feel this wonderful arcing sensation of the body opening up. Again, this is really nice for the internal organs. We gave them a nice twist. We were wringing out a lot of fluid and stuck energy, and now we're just going to give them space. The liver, the spleen, kidneys, the stomach, the lungs, left side of your body deeply open. Let your breath flow freely. One more breath on this side. And then you can start to scoot your shoulders back toward the center. Slide your feet to the center of the mat, and then slide both your heels over to the left corner. Do the very same thing. We'll wiggle walk those shoulders over to the left corner. And now feel that lovely deep opening on the right side of your body. Again, letting all the digestive tract, the liver this time, stomach, the kidneys, the adrenals. Give them space. Try to relax your muscles as much as you can. this side. And then slide your shoulders back to the center of the mat. Slide your heels back to the center so that you're completely laying now, flat and neutral. Your arms down by your side. Palms can be down if you need more grounding energy, or release your palms out to the sky. If you'd like to receive more energy from the universe today. Yourself. Picture yourself in your body in space. Spaciousness around you, calming your body and mind. Allow yourself to float free. Your ease for these next few moments. breath in, rock back and invigorated, we'll lift our arms one more time into the space. Connect in the center and feel that connection right into the center of the heart. Light in me is honored and grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Shanti and Namaste. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday.
That was a good start to the day.
Excellent. That was my aim. That was my master plan.
Well, have fun tonight.
Oh, we will. We will.